Today we're going to learn a bit about Art Bell, who is the creator and host of the paranormal radio show Coast to Coast AM, a syndicated radio show broadcast all throughout North America. This man is an innovator of paranormal entertainment whose show garnered millions of listeners each week. Art Bell was able to make a living tapping into people's deepest and darkest fears. You might say he was the Vince McMahon of conspiracy. I'm Mike.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave. Whether you live east of the Rockies, west of the Rockies, or in the Kingdom of Nye, you're going to want to stick around for this episode. This is Necronomipod.
Only if you think you're the Antichrist should you call that number. The Antichrist line, you're on the air.
Hi, I just woke up and picked up the phone.
Are you the Antichrist?
I certainly hope not. I don't know what's going on here. I just picked up.
Why did you do that? When I have an Antichrist line here,
No. Oh, then this is happening again.
it's happening again. It's like a terrible nightmare.
No, you see, oh man.
Maybe you are the Antichrist. Maybe you just were awakened by even, like your ears, your pointed ears were burning.
All right, guys, so what are we getting into today?
So a little background. Art Bell was a guy that hosted an overnight radio show called Coast to Coast AM from his home studio in Pahrump, Nevada. Kind of really coming into prominence in the mid to late 90s. He did shows on everything from alien abductions to remote viewing to time travelers and, everything in between. What was so great about Art is that in addition to all the interesting subject matter, he really was a great interviewer. He gave everyone a chance to be heard, whether you claimed to be from the future or that you were the actual Antichrist. He also never screened calls, so you never knew what you were going to get on the show when he went to a caller. For me personally, I used to listen to this show every day back in the mid to late 90s when my two co-hosts here were still in fucking grade school. So, Art died in April of last year, and as fans of his show, we thought it would be fun to listen to some of the classic moments from the show and discuss them in all their glory. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Necronomipod's tribute to the one and only Art Bell.
All right, guys, so in the interest of fairness to you guys and to the listeners out there, I don't quite have the horror passion and background that you guys have. I don't really know a whole lot about Art Bell. Seems like from what I've researched, the clips, what you guys have said, it was a pretty freaking entertaining show. I'm not denying that. But, this was a work, right? This was entertainment. Yeah?
Well, entertainment in the sense that it was very entertaining, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It was never debunked. It's going to be hard for you to get me to...
But so we're going into the show with the premise that this is all straight for real.
Technically, a time traveler calling west of the Rockies could be fake, but I don't know that that's ever been proven.
I'll give this from up top. There's one on this list that I 100% believe.
So of what we're going to hear today, and I know we're going to go through some clips, we're going to listen to some and then discuss some. Yeah. And they're all, again, extremely entertaining, and that's what this was. Right. It had millions of listeners. Did those listeners listen? Let me ask it this way. Did those listeners tune in every week thinking this is real? I've been a pro wrestling fan my whole life, but I understand what it is. And that's I'm not trying to say that he was trying to pull the wool over people's eyes, but the people listening...
I believe a good portion of the listeners believe that all of it was real, sure.
Yeah. I think...
And what you guys said...
the right way to say this... I believe a lot of this stuff, but then I hear a caller call in and I'm like, well, this person's just being,
it's a whack job.
This is a wild person calling in here.
So, and I understand that.
It's fun.
You believe that stuff maybe to be real in some aspects of life and realm and paranormal.
I think anybody that would listen to Art Bell would believe
at least a portion of it, sure. Why would they even be listening?
Right.
But what you're saying
because there's nothing else on at 3 a.m. on Thursday night.
Right. And he was on all through North America. So when you're up in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and a cold, blustery December night at 3 a.m., what else are you going to listen to?
So you 100% believe one of these items.
One of them.
Are we going to be listening to that specific item tonight?
Yes, we will.
Excellent.
So you then hear these callers, though. And some of these callers, you're probably thinking, okay, they're just nut jobs. They're just kind of making some stuff up.
Depends on what they're talking about. I don't. It's
Some is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying some of them.
yeah.
But what Art...
some of them are wild. I mean, it's just
Right. But from what I understand, what Art did is that he still would have the interview and was excellent at getting the story out of them and making it an entertaining show, whether or not he even believed what they were saying.
100%. That's what made the show
But
great.
he also had good guests on
He had some actual
that
guests.
are prominent in the paranormal world, I guess.
So he would take calls, but he would also have some actual guests on his show who were, like you said, prominent scientists.
I think Dr. Michio Kaku was on there all the time, and he's a very famous, legitimate scientist. So, absolutely.
My dude, Stan Friedman, is
Stanton
on
Friedman.
there sometimes.
And we'll get to him at some point, I believe, too. with
Eventually.
Some of the alien talk.
Whitley Strieber.
Whitley Strieber.
Your remote viewing.
Major Ed Dames.
Yeah. He was in the military, so
So
how
he
can you
had a
not-
share of reputable
How can you
guests.
not believe him?
So again, this isn't not to be... I don't know who that guy is. You might
He's
have to
the king
explain
of
that.
remote viewing. He started the program.
Okay, hey, I'm learning here, guys. So he had his fair share of reputable guests. He had his callers that he would give them all the time and the respect and ask them their questions. Did he ever come out and say it was entertainment?
I think he alluded to the fact that it was an entertainment type show, and probably not every aspect or caller was true, but I think he believed a certain portion of the subject matter.
He kind of took the calls, asked them their questions, and then let you, the listener, kind of figure out what you want to think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Unless he was scamming us the whole time, but he was pretty fucking good at it.
I think he.
What do you mean? Go ahead.
I think he really believed in Roswell.
Okay.
At least
yeah.
from his Larry King Live.
Yeah, he had
interview.
Art's parts.
Yeah, I mean, I really do feel that he did believe in that, and he really thought that he had pieces of the crash.
Did he do a lot of Roswell shows? Anything?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Yeah, and that thing that I was gonna send you was 1,300 files, the Art Bell collection. That I
Wow.
was gonna try and send you. Yeah. So that's why I said I don't know why I
like a
downloaded it, because I'm never going to be able to listen
Right,
to
right.
that much Art Bell. I mean, each one's like almost 4 hours long.
Is that like a greatest hits of his calls?
Yeah,
Is his
it goes
radio show?
from 94 until he quit Coast to Coast.
I mean, he was on, just about every night of the week, all night long.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
That's a lot of audio.
So it was a
going
nightly
on.
show. It was not weekly. It was nightly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then on Sunday nights, he did a special show called Dreamland, which was the Sunday night version of Coast to Coast. It's great.
And then when he left Coast to Coast and George Norrie took over, and then he started Dark Matter, and then later on did
And Dark Matter was another radio show?
right.
Okay.
It was internet based, and then Midnight in the Desert.
So how long was he on the air? Like maybe or how long was he doing maybe Coast to Coast?
Coast to Coast started back probably around the 1990, or maybe even before, like the earliest version of it. I think he had a co-host, and
So Dave,
The
you were
show
in high
kinda
school. Ian and
morphed.
I were in diapers.
yeah, very true. Then he retired several times. I mean,
He
had some
retired in
issues over the years.
2003.
Then George would take over. Then Art would do, weekend shows and come back temporarily and things like that. One of my interesting facts about him is he holds the Guinness World Record for longest broadcast.
That's exactly what I was just gonna
116
say.
hours on the air and broadcasting from Okinawa, I believe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like he took the money raised from that and to charter a plane to rescue like orphan kids in Vietnam or something. So I mean, he was a
Well
good
done.
dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all I really wanted to do was just get a little background on him, just
Yeah.
because, like I said, I'm going into this kind of cold. Maybe some of our listeners might not know who he is, but I know you two both look up to him and respect him. So I
love
wanted to
the
get a little
guy.
bit of a background.
My favorite show every year he did a ghost to ghost Halloween show where people called in with ghost stories, and I mean there was some spooky shit on those shows. That was always my favorite.
Ghost stories are the ones that get me all the time.
Like crazy
that's-
stories.
That's the stuff. Even maybe not the crazy ones. It's the subtle ones that get me. I always still remember I was a little kid and we were having like this neighborhood like camp out, and there was this guy in the neighborhood that would always come and tell ghost stories. And he told this story. I must have been, I don't know, 9-10 years old. He told the story of when they were little, his brother ran, like they were playing, and his brother ran into his parents' bedroom. And his brother saw his grandma standing in the bedroom.
Yeah, that's
Ran back out. His grandma wasn't there that night. An hour later, they got a phone call that their grandma passed away. To this day, That scares the shit out of me.
That is very
And I
creepy.
won't walk into a room at night without turning the lights on immediately. Because I'm not trying to see either of you motherfuckers standing there trying to give me a sign that you guys died.
Very creepy. Not sure I believe it, but very creepy.
No, I don't know if I believe it either. But as a 9 or 10-year-old kid, that stuck with me, and I'm not trying to take that chance.
Well, I have a good Ghost to Ghost one lined up.
Nice.
All right,
Those were the absolute best
then?
shows.
You want to do Ghost to Ghost?
Well, you segued that so perfectly. I feel like we have to.
All right.
So we're going to play a clip here. This is Ghost to Ghost, Art Bell. We'll listen to it and then kind of break it down a little bit for you guys.
Let's do it.
No, east of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Oh, great. You're talking to me.
I am, yes.
Oh, all right.
Where are you?
I'm in Charleston,
Okay. Charleston,
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
And I'm a police officer, and that doesn't make me more credible, I'm sure. But
Yes, it does.
anyway, I have had numerous experiences with entities, and I would probably say in my lifetime, 30 years, I would say probably 10 or 15.
How long have you been a police officer?
About 5 years.
5 years. All
I've
right.
had several on the job. But actually, the one I was going to talk about was what happened as a child.
Fire away.
I'm not going to waste time or anything, but when I was a child, I was about 6 or 7 years, and it was right after an experience that I had 2 years prior with a miracle with a religious person, okay?
Okay.
And we had moved into this new house, and everything that happened in this house was really odd. I remember every Halloween, every really evil thing that went on. I remember. I don't remember Christmas or anything nice in that house. Make a long story
give me any specific. We don't have a lot of time.
Well, make a long story short, I just went to bed, and I'd laid down. I was about 6 or 7 years old, and when I laid down in bed, I turned my nightlight on, and I laid down, and my brothers had went to bed, and they, once I had laid down, I heard footsteps coming towards my door, and it's much like that other police officer had talked about.
Oh, yes.
Except the weird thing about this one was it wasn't a hazy glow or anything like that. It actually, it was, I call it a demon. But I had laid down, I had not even closed my eyes.
Could you actually describe what it looked like?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So then do it.
What had happened was it stepped in my door.
Tell me what it looked like.
It was about 6 or 7 feet tall. It was a figure of a dog, believe it or not.
Oh, brother.
And it was a demonic look. It had hair. When I first saw Cujo, it had the muddy, bloody, matted fur, just like Cujo had after he attacked all the people. And when it walked in, I smelled the odor of what I call pure death. If I ever smelled it again, I'd probably get sick. It walked into my room. It looked at me, and it had fangs on the front of on the bottom jaw that went straight up.
You're a police officer. You know what
absolutely.
You know what death smells like, don't you?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And but I hadn't smelled that at 6 or 7 years old, and I've not smelled anything like it since. And the top fangs went straight down, had long fingernails, and it came in. It looked at me. It walked towards my bed, and the only thing I could think of to do was cover my eyes and start praying, and which I did. And it leaned over me and was
Officer, hold it right there. We're at the top of the hour, so sure. Can you afford to hold through
Absolutely.
the news?
Absolutely.
All right, yeah, good. Hold on then, please. Does it make somebody more credible if they're a police officer or a fire lieutenant like that previous caller? Yes, because these are men trained in observation. It's their job to observe and see what's going on and to observe it accurately. So yes, of course, it adds some credibility in that sense. I'm Art Bell from the High Desert. This is Ghost to Ghost AM. Again, you're going to want to check out that picture on my website, second one down. Girl either walking through a door or right in the middle of a door, manifesting right through a door. It's totally creepy. We will be back. Back to the police officer. And where are you again, sir?
I'm in Charleston.
Charleston, that's right, Charleston, South Carolina. I wanted to read this to you before you continue.
Sure.
There's a man who writes from Wisconsin. Art, it sounds like the policeman you're talking to had an encounter with Black Shuck, a spectral dog that has been reported all over the world. Demonic, ? That it may have been a demonic thing, and he calls it Black Shuck, a spectral dog, for whatever that's worth.
Wow. I've always wondered what it was, because I've always had experiences where I've actually seen figures. I've had doors bang. I've had a lot of things happen.
Yeah, but this thing looked like a dog, and about
this thing was actually physically there, and it wasn't in the spiritual realm. It wasn't cloudy.
Misty.
It wasn't
you couldn't
misty.
see through
it was in a physical realm, and it tops my list as far as something that I could actually put my finger on, and literally touch. If I had reached down, I probably could have touched it.
But of course, you don't know that for sure.
I don't know that for sure. But the thing was that it scared me to the point where I'd actually covered up and I started praying. And I was always wondering if anybody else had that experience, or if there was something in literature.
Well, then maybe I just answered your question for you.
I'll
have to do a little bit of research on that myself.
But the thing that really troubled me about the whole thing is I never spoke about it. I never told my family. I'm the youngest of two brothers.
Right.
I never told anybody. And 7 years ago, I was sitting there talking to my brother, and the thing that shocked me, the whole situation, was we had started talking about, and he's also a police officer, and I spoke to him about, old houses, and he said, I didn't like this place, and I said, why? And he said, well, I had a problem there. And I said, what was that? And he described the creature to me.
The same creature?
The same creature, and he said he was homesick, and he was laying on the couch, and he described it to a T, and I interjected periodically so he knew that I knew exactly. We both saw the same thing. Well, we both validated it to each other.
That, my friend, thank you very much. That's as creepy as it gets.
Demonic dog, possibly Black Shuck, been seen around the world.
Black Shuck. When I was looking into this, when I found this clip, I saw people in the comment section saying it was Zuzu or Zozo.
What is that?
The Ouija board demon.
Tell me about that.
Not familiar with that.
I've heard of it, bounced around.
But that's what some of the comments were saying.
It's supposed to be as far as I know, it's supposed to be like a common entity that you can get in contact with from.
Easy to summon.
Yeah.
So, Mike, what do you think? True story? His brother saw it too. He's a police officer. Extra credibility.
I think that
or even said he had credibility because he was a police officer.
I think hearing that was the first full phone call I've ever heard of Art Bell. And I can understand why he was as popular as he was and why everyone listened. That was extremely entertaining. I could listen to hours of that and have a good time with it.
Yeah, he's the master.
I think, and I probably would say this for most of the calls that I would hear. I think the people calling in believe that this happened to them, but I do not believe that this actually happened.
Has a demon ever visited you and walked through your door?
I have never been visited by a demon, and a demon has never summoned itself through my door or went through my door. I spoke with somebody one time who told me that they would randomly hear a growl next to their ear, and there'd be no one there, but they would very, very distinctively hear a growl. I don't know what that means, but
That's
they told
wild.
me that. I don't necessarily believe it, but I think they believe it. I'm not calling this caller a liar, this police officer. He's not a liar, I don't necessarily think, but...
Do you think you would be a pussy like the caller and close your eyes if the demon visited you?
Oh, fuck yes. Yes.
I think I might be
I would
doing
be
the same
terrified.
thing.
Yeah.
He said he was a kid, too, right? At the time when it happened?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah. So it was their old house they grew up in, and his brother also saw it.
Yeah. No, I think I would be terrified. I just told you I'm the guy who still turns the light on when he walks into a room because he doesn't want to see someone he knows standing there as their ghost. So absolutely, if I actually did see something, I'd be a little bitch about it.
You don't want Black Shuck to fucking eat you when you walk in.
I'm
your door.
interested in this Black Shuck.
So
thing
I'll
now.
put up. We'll put up a picture of Black Shuck, pending I can find a good one on the socials, Twitter and Instagram at Necronomipod.
I mean, so that's kind of an example what the ghost stories were like. But he did a whole, 5 hours every Halloween night, and there were some really great stories over the years.
And you said it was ghost to ghost.
Ghost to ghost.
Every Halloween.
Every Halloween. Phenomenal.
I think I kind of remember that. as a kid. Like maybe my dad listened. I'm sure he did.
Great.
This is right up his alley.
Seems like something your dad would listen to.
Yeah. So I don't know. That was very entertaining. Don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you believe that? Do you believe it? Do you believe in this black shuck dog creature?
I do not. No.
I don't believe in ghosts, personally.
I don't know.
You don't.
But-
So you believe in all that other stuff, though, that you don't believe in
ghosts.
ghosts. Well, there's a conversation we'll have down the road.
I do have a weird feeling about demons. I don't know if they just creep me out. The idea of it does.
The idea of it
I don't
creeps-
believe that I'm gonna die and then
Ever?
what?
Nope. Leave it at that. Ian just professed that he is never going to die.
I like it.
No, like I'm not gonna die and then I'm gonna be like, ooh, and come.
So you're a Scooby-Doo ghost. Character.
Right. But demons creep me out.
So you think demons are real, but probably not ghosts? What do you think?
The idea. Go ahead.
We should maybe save that for an alien. Like, if you wanted me to go down like this demon route.
Demon? All right.
I don't, but we're
I
kind of
feel
going
like
down a
demons
little
and-
bit, though. We can
all right.
always revisit it. I think
All
we should
right.
stick with it. I think we should.
Okay.
So the idea of demons creeps me out too.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think I believe in it. I think I just believe kind of like in evil people. I don't know if that's really demons though.
So to give myself a little bit of credibility in what I'm about to say, after reading some books by Dr. Jacques Vallée and J. Allen Hynek, I have come to the conclusion that I feel like what people think are demons and what were portrayed as demons back in like the Bible, whatever, were actually aliens, interdimensional beings.
Okay.
I can get behind that.
That is my belief.
Aliens, I believe in. Ghosts, demons, I do not believe in.
So maybe at some point we need to take a dive into that as an episode, maybe even the demon, ghost, alien kind of.
Interdimensional. Now that's an intriguing topic.
Yeah, there's a good word for it. Interdimensional.
I like it.
Foreshadowing to a future call.
I like it. Very good.
All right. What do you got next for us?
So I think we're gonna resoundingly call this an untrue story.
Probably.
Is that how we're going to do it? Are we going to vote on each one? I'm okay with that. Vote on
Child's
each one.
Nightmare.
Child's nightmare.
Yeah, Child's Nightmare.
Night
He even
terrors.
said himself looked just like Cujo. He probably saw the movie
he watched
Cujo.
Cujo.
It freaked him out.
Sure.
Yeah. That was, as soon as
Cujo's a terrible movie.
I don't know it.
I've
I
never
know
seen
it. I've not seen it.
I've never seen it.
It's not great.
I know the R.L. Stein book about a scary dog, the Goosebumps book. I can't remember what one it's called, but if we want to get into horror, we can talk about Goosebumps. That's my area of expertise.
All right, let's hit it with one of the most famous ones, Mel's Hole.
Mel's Hole.
Dave's favorite.
We talked about it Friday night, Saturday morning, last hour. Now, a lot of you might not have heard that last hour, so I've got Mel, and there's an update. It may be the deepest hole anywhere in the ground. It may go on forever, for all we know. I'll catch you up here in a moment. I received the following facts last week. Dear Art, I'm writing to you to see if I can get some help from you or your vast listening audience. I live in rural eastern Washington near the Manastosh Ridge. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly now. On our property, there is a hole. Like the previous owners and the owners before them, we've been throwing our trash into the hole. Apparently, the hole has been there as long as anyone can remember. At first, I thought it was an ancient well. Anyway, the hole is 9 feet, 9 inches in diameter. There is a stone retaining wall around it, and we've put a steel door on top to keep anyone from falling into it. As I said earlier, people have been throwing their trash into the well, that's in quotes here, for decades. Furniture, household trash, dead cows, building debris, you name it. The thing is, I noticed the hole never filled up. So I got curious, actually obsessed, began trying to measure the depth of the hole. I emptied 3 fishing reels of about 1,500 yards of monofilament trying to determine the depth. Soon I was buying fishing line in bulk. So far, I've sunk about 80,000 feet of line into the hole without reaching bottom. My wife works at a local university with a geology department. We hope to get some professional scholarly help in determining the depth of the hole, as far as I can tell.
There's nothing else particularly strange about it except for two other things. Dogs refuse to get within 100 feet of the hole. Birds won't sit on the retaining wall or metal door. Another strange thing is there's no echo when you yell into the hole. Indeed, I've never heard anything hit bottom when tossed in. We once tossed in an old refrigerator, and we never heard it hit bottom, no crash, splash, or crunch. I hope your listeners can help with possible explanations. I'm wondering if this, based on my measurements thus far, might be the deepest hole on Earth. And we got the story of Mel's Hole. But now, Mel's Hole Part 2. I get the following fax earlier today. Art, you're receiving this fax simultaneously with a fax I attempted to send you earlier today. Much has developed since the first fax. I'll try to explain as rationally as possible what has transpired since my earlier fax. Around 1 p.m., I drove to Yakima to shop at the Costco there. On my way back, I decided to stop at the property. When I got there, my access road was blocked by military personnel that were armed. I noticed that several pieces of yellow gear had entered and exited my property based on the direction of their thread. I asked one of the guards, what's going on? He said there was a plane crash on the property. I said, well, that's strange. I told him there's no smoke. I don't see any in the distance. He asked who I was, and I let him know I own the property. I then asked to talk to the officer in charge. A non-uniformed man came up to my Suburban and let me know that I won't have access to my property until the crash has been completely investigated. I mentioned the yellow gear and the lack of smoke, and that they were on my property. I was told by this man that it's not necessarily my property, and that it would be very easy to find a drug lab on my property. Well, I got the drift. I asked if I could leave. He said, sure, don't come back until we contact you. I asked if he wanted a way to contact me. He said, they know how to contact me. I said, I suppose you don't want me to talk to anybody about this. He said, nobody would believe it anyway. That's about it for now. Oh, I talked to one of my neighbors earlier today, and he told me something very interesting. He said that some time ago he was driving up to the hole at night and thought he saw the most bizarre thing. He said he saw a beam of solid black coming out of the then uncovered hole. I said, what do you mean? He said he saw something blacker than black coming out of the hole, like a searchlight reaching into the sky as far as he could see. So there you have it.
Most entertaining thus far, my opinion. I want to believe that one. I want to believe that. I'm not a geological expert by any means. I feel like if you're going to throw an old used refrigerator down into a hole, you're probably going to hear it hit the bottom. But I don't know. That one was kind of fun.
So the guy's name was Mel Waters, I believe, and he was on the show several times, and I mean, he had some very interesting stories. So he started running fishing line down when he, thought about that the hole never filled up. They put all this garbage down, and it never filled up. So Mel claims he got to about 80,000 feet of fishing line down in the hole and never reached the bottom.
That's a lot of...
So that's about 15 miles down, which...
That's a big hole.
I believe is deeper than the largest or the deepest hole ever drilled on Earth. So
I would assume.
So we're talking record-breaking hole here.
Right.
It's one of my favorite episodes.
It's very
It's
very interesting.
And you said every time Mel called, it was about his hole.
Oh, yeah.
The hole in his yard.
Yeah, Mel's hole.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know if he was calling, maybe this guy was just one of those conspiracy people who was calling about a ghost one week and a hole the next week and aliens the next.
So it was faxes back then. So Mel faxed Art.
He was faxing it.
And he got on the air the first time.
Yeah.
And then one of the last Mel episodes was he got hooked up with somebody that had access to another hole like his, and they were lowering dead goats into the hole, and it was bringing them back to life. It's like on a Native American.
That's right.
What?
One of Mel's neighbors claims he dumped his dog after he died down the hole, and the dog came back to him. Yeah. That's the first.
How did the dog?
Pet Cemetery hole story that I heard.
That's the first part of that.
Yeah. How did the dog? He threw him down a big ass hole, and then the dog just came running.
Pitched the dog corpse down the hole, and then the
dog comes trotting over a hill like Homeward Bound style.
Yeah. The dog just showed up at home. He had the same collar on. It was his dog.
Probably has to do with that black beam of light that was.
If you say so, man.
I mean, what else was it gonna
I don't know.
As far as I know, they've never been able to locate anyone named Mel Waters, and they've never been able to find this hole.
that ends that.
So it's suspect.
Where was he located, did he say?
Eastern Washington.
Eastern Washington State.
Menasha.
That's right. Whatever that Art couldn't pronounce the name of.
Correct.
There was no one's ever been able to find anybody by his name.
Well, that's disappointing because I wanted to believe the hole, and I was with that story until the black beam of light.
15 miles down is pretty deep.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, that's when he said, like, dogs won't go by it. So I'm like, why the fuck would they?
Yeah, they don't want to fall down. I wouldn't go fucking by. I wouldn't be building a steel door over it because I wouldn't want to take a risk of falling in. You hit your hand with the hammer, ow, boom, fall, 15 miles. Who knows when you land?
Right.
And a black beam of light, and you come running home like a dog.
And the girl from The Ring's probably at the bottom. So once you get down there.
You know, I hated that movie so much. I hated that movie. Did you liked
something
it?
Something about things that move real creepy, like people that move all like twitchy and weird.
I love that movie.
I saw it in high school. I could not get into it. I was like, this is just stupid. Maybe I need to watch it again.
I'm going to give this. Sorry, Ian. Go ahead.
No, go.
I'm going to give this a sideways thumb because
I was going to say the same thing.
I believe it's undetermined.
Damn it!
I'm not calling this one fake because I want to believe.
I want to believe Mel. I want to believe
Agent Mulder. I want to believe.
Yeah.
Well, and think if you listen.
I want to believe, but I don't.
If you listen to all the Mel episodes, it's like fucking 16 hours worth of radio.
Yeah, it's a ton
Where
of
can
stuff.
people find this?
You can go to Coast to Coast AM's website and sign up for a monthly subscription, and they offer an archive of all the shows on there.
So, and we'll also tweet out a link to the Coast to Coast website in case you want to check it out as a reference.
I stole them.
Godspeed, Mel Waters, wherever you are.
Godspeed.
All right, what's up next? That was a great one.
So the next clip we're going to do is on remote viewing. This was a popular subject from Art Bell from the 90s, done by Major Dames.
Major Ed Dames.
Ed Dames.
A former military officer.
And so, explain, like in layman's terms, remote viewing. What are we talking about here? Like you kind of like meditate yourself into another place and another time based on extreme focus and like almost self-hypnosis?
Not another time, but another place.
Another place at like that present time.
So using like psychic ability, you could see into somewhere else.
At present time.
Right.
Okay. So I could like at present time put myself at the mall and I'm seeing everything that's going on around me and I'm just there and present.
But you're here.
I'm here,
right?
But I'm able to see everything that's going on there. If someone were to trip and fall, I would know that they tripped and fell, and they really did trip and fall.
Right.
So okay, so I think I understand it. I think I got it.
All right, let's do remote viewing.
Didn't make it, did they, Ed?
Well, let me say a few things. First of all, remote viewing is not an experience. Remote viewing has turned into a buzzword now since I took it public in 1989 and 1990 when I came out of the cold, so to speak. So it's been turned into a buzzword for all psychic experiences, but it's a skill. This is taught as a skill, it takes a lot of hard work and a commitment to learning it as a skill, just like ice skating or skiing or anything else.
It's not something that just happens to you one day.
No, you got to work at it from the ground floor up. It's an adventure and it's a lot of fun, but you still have to do the work, just like learning how to paint or anything else. But it is the syntax and the grammar, learning the syntax and the grammar, so to speak, for the way that the unconscious mind communicates information accurately to conscious awareness.
All right, but
all the rest is explained in the tape.
Yes, but there are pitfalls, and there are remote viewers who didn't make it. What happened to them?
If someone is not balanced, if they're not psychologically balanced when they learn this, sometimes it throws them over the edge because of the profundity of the information that they're getting. Let me give you a small example.
Sure.
I was affected greatly when I remote viewed the JFK assassination. I was not prepared to believe that there was a conspiracy. I flat out disbelieved it.
Right.
But my data was showing that a flechette was fired from inside the car. So that was sort of a profound experience for me. For other people, finding that investigating mysteries or enigma, for instance, that the universe may not be the way they thought it had been their whole lives, can pull the anchor from out of their reality, can pull the ground right out from underneath them, and they no longer have anything to grab onto. Their paradigm has just went out the window. That may have a profound effect on people.
How many remote viewers ended up mentally disturbed to the degree they couldn't function?
The only one that I can think of on the military team was Morehouse. David Morehouse.
David Morehouse.
David Morehouse went over the edge, and he was committed to. He admitted himself into a mental hospital, but that was generally to escape. He used the excuse of going crazy to escape some more severe charges.
What about your course? Now, you are initiating people into exactly the same world. So obviously then there are concerns. What do you tell people about that as they take your tapes and go and begin?
I have no caveats for them. I don't. It's just like opening a book and a book of mysteries. And in this case, though, it's a skill. It is a skill, and what you do with that skill is up to you.
All right, Mike, what do you think about remote viewing?
Yeah, I'm not so sure about this one. I think it'd be pretty fucking awesome to be able to do this. Just don't see how this is something that's possible. And I think we'll get into this a little bit more down the line when we have that big debate on hypnosis and hypnotism that we seem to all kind of disagree on. But I don't think I'm buying this one.
So what I did was I looked up the declassified CIA documents from Project Stargate, which detailed the whole process of remote viewing, what the government did with it, and it had a questionnaire for how to get yourself in the mindset for remote viewing and actually get yourself to that area. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Dave really focus in and use his mind's will in remote view right now.
So Dave's going to remote view for us. He's going to focus real hard. He's going to get himself to another place at this time, exact time, and we're going to use these classified that were now declassified questions, as well as maybe some of our own, depending on, you know, what he's given us to kind of figure out what's going on and what he's seeing and witnessing and experiencing. Is that correct?
Yep. And the questions were 100% real from Project Stargate.
These were declassified questions.
Right.
That have now been, obviously, we all been able to access and see.
Right.
So we're going to use some of these to help guide him, but we're also going to throw in our own questions because we want it to be at least somewhat relevant, you know, should he not give us much information. Correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, Dave, what do you think? What do we got here?
Let's get this started.
Okay.
Dave, I need you to really use your willpower and use your mind to answer these questions in remote view.
I'm going to begin concentration exercises now. Om, 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 om.
He's focusing pretty hard. We'll give him a second just to kind of try to get there, I guess. I don't want to break his concentration.
I appear to have arrived in some sort of room.
He is there. Can we ask you some questions?
Yes.
Dave, is the site predominantly dry to the point of being arid?
It is not arid. It appears to be a well air-conditioned 68 degrees.
Is there significant movement or motion at the site?
I'm not seeing any motion. Well, wait a second. I see a man walking in. I believe I'm in the bathroom. He's sitting down on the toilet.
Can you make out this man? Who is he?
I'm trying hard to focus. It appears to be actor Jason Sudeikis. on the toilet seat.
Jason Sudeikis?
Good Lord. Are we at Olivia Wilde's house?
Are ruins a significant feature at the site?
I don't see any ruins. I see Jason Sudeikis' hairy legs sitting on the toilet.
Do they at least have dual sinks in the bathroom?
Yes.
Good. Classy. Is he just taking a shit, Dave?
He's reading the paper. He appears to be trying to move his bowels. Wait, there's a woman walking in. Good Lord, it appears to be the beautiful actress Olivia Wilde.
Wow, we're really tapping into something here now. This is... All right, let's try to dig into more. Is science or high technology a significant aspect of the site?
No, I believe it is a flush toilet.
Is Olivia Wilde wearing panties?
Yes. Good grief, that's all she's wearing.
Is the site area predominantly flat?
Yes.
Is she interacting with the male species?
No. Wait, she's kneeling in front of him.
Oh my.
Wait, she's grabbing his penis.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, good grief. I believe Olivia Wilde is giving Jason Sudeikis a blumpkin.
What did he tap into? We're in some place here.
She's really working it.
Dave, are her movements rapid and swift?
Yes.
Are they thorough?
Oh, yes.
Does he seem to be enjoying this?
Oh, yes. It's really a blumpkin. I hear he's evacuating into the water while being serviced at the same time. Oh, it's a blumpkin, all right.
Does the stench seem to affect her in any way?
No, she loves what she's doing.
As if this is common practice?
Yes. I think he's nearing completion.
Are you hearing any noises that sound out of their element?
Yes, a blowjob on the toilet bowl is clearly out of its element.
Dave, we still have you. Dave, are you there? Did we lose him? Was he one of the ones lost? Is he going to have to be checked into a hospital?
Dave, I'm back. Jason Sudeikis just blew his load all over. The splooge knocked me back to reality.
You saw all of this?
Oh, this remote viewing is for real.
So Olivia Wilde is that talented. You saw it.
She is quite a lady.
Well, I'm convinced.
Declassified documents.
I'm convinced.
That questionnaire will take you anywhere.
I think we just proved it.
Thumbs up for remote viewing and 2 thumbs up for Olivia Wilde.
Well done. Well done.
Good stuff.
So remote viewing is pretty cool. I'm a big fan. I'm a fan of practicing it or trying it. However, I don't know if I buy this one so much.
It's interesting.
I do believe that Olivia Wilde probably gives Jason Sudeikis blumpkins. I am all for that, and I believe that 100%.
I'm wiping a splooge off of my face as we speak.
Dave is a true
Well, why did you get so close,
viewing.
Dave? Why did you get so close? But yeah, no, I don't think I'm buying this one either. Again, very entertaining and a lot of fun, but no.
It's interesting what the CIA used to do back in the day with MK Ultra, remote viewing, Project Stargate, all that. So it's interesting, but I take it with a grain of salt.
All right.
Very good.
So next up, we're going to do John Titor, the most famous time traveler that I can think of. Probably the only one that I can think of, to be completely honest.
He's the all-time greatest time traveler of all time, I think.
This call is coming from July 29th, 1998, from the Time Travelers line on Coast to Coast.
And the Time Travelers line, that's a mouthful, is like the Antichrist line.
Right.
So it's specific to time travelers only.
Yeah. And this one was a fax, and it was one of many that Art read on the air over the years from John Titor. And
was he like a frequent flyer and faxing and calling?
Yeah, let's get into the call, and then we can kind of go into a little bit about John Titor.
Sounds good.
Dear Art, I had to fax when I heard other time travelers calling in from any time past the year 2500 AD. Please let me explain. Time travel was invented in 2034. Offshoots of certain successful fusion reactor research allowed scientists at CERN to produce the world's first contained singularity engine. The basic design involves rotating singularities inside a magnetic field. By altering the speed and direction of rotation, you can travel both forward and backward in time. Time itself can be understood in terms of connected lines. When you go back in time, you travel on your original timeline. When you turn the singularity engine off, a new timeline is created due to the fact that you and your time machine are now there. In other words, a new universe is created. To get back to your original line, you must travel a split second farther back and immediately throw the engine into forward without turning it off. Some interesting outcomes of this are: 1. You meet yourself. I have done it often, even taken a younger version of myself along for a few rides before returning myself to the new timeline and going back to mine. 2. You can alter history in the new universe that you have just created. Most of the time, the changes are subtle. Sometimes I'll notice car models that don't exist or books that come out late. The oldest one was a skyscraper that wasn't built in a near-favorite store of mine in New York. Interestingly, when you travel in time, you must compensate for the orbit of the Earth. Since the time machine doesn't move, you have to adjust the engine so you remain on the planet when you turn it off. Unfortunately, it was also discovered that anyone going forward in time from my 2036 hit a brick wall in the year 2564. Everyone who has ever been there has reported that nothing exists. When the machine is turned off, you find yourself surrounded by blackness and silence. Whew. Now, most time travelers are trying to find out where the line went bad by going into the past, creating a new universe, and proceeding forward to see if the same thing results in 2564. It appears the line went bad around the year 2000. I'm here now, in this time, to test a few theories of mine before going forward. Now, for the future, you might want to know about. 1. Y2K is a disaster. Many people die on the highways when they freeze to death trying to get to warmer weather. 2. The government tries to keep power by instituting martial law, but all of it collapses when their efforts to bring the power back up fail. 3. A power facility in Denver is able to restart itself, but is mobbed by hundreds of thousands of people and destroyed. This convinces most that maybe we shouldn't bring the old system back up. 4. A few years later, communal government system is developed after the Constitution takes a few twists. China retakes Taiwan. Israel wins the largest battle for their life, and Russia is covered in nuclear snow from their collapsed reactors. Art, the reason I'm here now is because I believe a nuclear weapon set off by Iraq in the Middle East war with Israel might have something to do with the damaged timeline. I will test that theory and get back to you. Please pray that we discover the reason why there is no apparent future after 2564.
Well, those were some wild predictions.
That was entertaining to listen to. I don't think I'm going to sit here and have either one of you tell me that this shit's real.
Well, let's get into Mr. Tidor a little bit.
Okay.
And everyone can go to johntidor.com and check out his website. It's still functioning. It hasn't been updated. I think the last update was like 2005 or 2006.
We'll tweet out that link.
So I'm assuming that's when he departed to head back out of this timeline back to
right.
Back to his. Reads like every paranormal website. Terrible font, terrible
neon with the flashy.
Very hard to read.
Yeah, like a terribly put together MySpace page.
Yeah. He did multiple calls on Coast to Coast.
Multiple faxes.
Yeah.
He did call-ins too, or just faxes?
I believe he did call-ins later on in like 2002 or 2003.
Yeah, I think he was making the rounds later on, wasn't he? He was on multiple other shows.
And then no one was able to really like pinpoint down an identity on him. But then in 2008, some private investigator, I don't know if they were like trying to do a documentary or what exactly the guy was trying to do, but he pretty much pinpointed it down to an entertainment lawyer in Florida, which was the guy that was behind John
The whole
Titor.
thing. So they debunked it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the first one tonight that's been officially debunked.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
All right.
I think it's self-debunked, though, on
The Y2K.
12/31/99 when...
Also true. I think most of these are self-debunking, though,
Right.
themselves.
Yeah.
Well, or self-proving, like remote viewing.
That's true. We did prove it earlier.
Hashtag Blumpkin.
I saw it with my own eyes. I watched you use your
Yeah,
willpower.
he did. He used up all of our tissues cleaning up after that, so thanks. Now if we sneeze, we're fucked. So I don't know. Another fun, entertaining one.
Yeah. John
I don't
Titor's
mind that
cool.
one.
He's cool. He and you can look up, like, you can go to his website.
We'll tweet out the link.
Yeah.
Tweet
He
out
goes
the link
into
to
a
John
whole
Titor.
spiel about traveling back in time for the IBM 15000 to take it back to his future. It gets kind of intense, but
All right.
So 3 thumbs down, fellas?
yeah, John Titor gets 3 thumbs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Very
of course.
entertaining, but...
It thumbs down
Easily-
in the sense of it's not for real. Entertainment-wise, that's a thumbs up.
If John Titor read that fax, I would not be entertained. But Art Bell read the fax,
So it was very
so I'm
entertaining.
entertained.
Of course.
Exactly.
So what do we got next?
All right, let's get into... We'll get into a quick one here. I'm just going to let this one play because it's a real quick one. Probably about a minute or two.
Now, I've got a clean copy of it now, and I warn you, this could scare you. Here's the email. Dear Art Bell, I just recently began listening to your radio show and could not believe it when you talked about the sounds from hell tonight. My uncle had told me this story a couple of years ago, and I didn't believe him. Like one of your listeners who discounted the story as nothing more than just a religious newspaper fabricated account. The story about the digging of the hole and the hearing of the sounds from hell is very real. It did occur in Siberia. My uncle collected videos and audio tapes and so forth on the paranormal, supernatural. He passed away fairly recently, but he would have loved your show. He let me listen to one of the audio tapes that he had on the sounds from hell in Siberia, and I copied it. He received his copy from a friend who worked at the BBC. It took me a while to find it tonight, but attached is that sound from my uncle's tapes. It's not the greatest quality, but the sounds are there. I was very hesitant to send you this, as the sound bothers me to listen to. I'd suggest that if you do play it on the program, warn listeners in advance so they may have the option of turning the radio off for 30 seconds while it plays. It has always haunted me. To those who discounted the Siberia sounds from Hell story, it is true, and I, for one, wish it wasn't. Rick, listening from Chicago. And so I submit now the cleaned, a better copy to you, and I warn you, what you're about to hear is very disturbing indeed.
All right.
So I 100% believe that. That is the
Sounds of
sound
hell?
of hell. That is every shopping mall at the Christmas season. That is hell. And that is exactly what that sounds like. Go to any food court at Christmas time, and that is what it sounds like. Just the most disgusting, repulsive human beings, being obnoxious, being evil, being mean. I believe that 100%. Someone held up their recorder at the local mall, and that's what they got. And so that is hell.
It wasn't a hole in Siberia?
You don't think Russian scientists drilled all the way to hell?
I do not.
So I did some research on this, and they had a reading down at the bottom of this hole, and it was 2,000 degrees where this audio was taken. So for me, it conjures up those medieval drawings of, corpses everywhere, devils spearing people.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little creepy.
I mean, if I was creating a sound of what I thought hell sounded like, that's exactly what I think I would make. I really do.
So this was actually researched? Like someone...
I think it's more like a creepy pasta kind of thing.
Well, I'm willing to take this at face value.
I do not. I do not think this is...
I reject the existence of hell. I'm going to have to give a thumbs down on this one.
I think this one is my most... This is my favorite one of the Art Bell, just because I find it extremely interesting, and I think it's creepy because that probably is the closest representation. If I were to think of what a hell would sound like, it might be like that. You might hear Hitler yelling in the background a little bit more, but that's about what I think hell would sound like. So it's creepy in that sense, but no. I do not.
Just Art Bell reading it makes it even creepier. That's why it's so great.
Again, that's the best part, is kind of him just reading it and the build up and the warnings he gives you about how it's going to sound. It builds your anticipation, and I don't know, it doesn't let me down when I hear what it sounds like, because that sounds about accurate to what I would think it would sound like.
Great story.
Good stuff. All right, so we have two more. So the next one we're going to do is a gentleman that decided to fly his personal airplane into Area 51 and call up Art Bell.
Which seems like a great idea.
Of course.
So we'll see how this idea worked out for this guy.
Again, let me tell you, Art, answer the wild card line. My boyfriend is in a small plane north of Las Vegas, ready to fly into Area 51. He's been trying to call you by cell phone. And here he is. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello there. Is this Art Bell?
Yes, sir, it is.
Yeah, my name, I won't give you my last name.
Okay, wait a minute, sir. Hold on. The fax is signed by somebody named who?
Jill.
Jill. That is correct. So you are the one.
That's my girlfriend.
Yes, sir. Where are you?
Well, I'm up here from Fort Worth in my little airplane. It's a long sea I built myself. It's a Bird Group 10 design. With the Ford Canard, I'm not sure if you know the kind. It's an experimental aircraft.
No, I'm not.
That, but not anymore.
No, tell me about it. What kind of airplane is it?
Well, it's a Long Easy. It's got 120 horsepower like homing in it, but we had it bored and stroked and fixed it up a little bit. It usually flies around 140 to 160 indicated airspeed. I'm right now at 7,000 feet. You know where this place called Indian Springs is?
Indian Springs, yes.
Yeah. Well, I've been flying now for about 49 minutes here between Beatty, is that what you call it, and Indian Springs. And I figure I'll just go on up here and try to get into this Area 51. I'm right south of this Nevada test site, or Nellis Air Force Base.
Listen.
And I'm right outside this restricted zone.
Listen to me. When you fly into that zone, they are going to either force you down or shoot you down. Don't you know that?
Well, you know, I've been in a lot of Air Force bases, and I've been in the Air Force for many years. I'm an ex-Air Force, but I'm just going to tell you that, you know, as American citizens, we have the right to know what's up there in this Area 51. And I've been listening to you boys talk about this. Hold on here, I'm making a turn. Just a second here. And I'm going to go on up there and see what's going on. And I just wanted to let you know about that before I do that, don't you know?
How long do you estimate it's going to be before you...
I figure about 12, 14 minutes. I can crank this baby up a little bit here. Let's do that. Let's crank this thing on up. We've got some pretty good mountains here off to my west, don't you know? I'm turning up north right now, and I can see the Air Force base out there in the distance. It's got 3 runways. It looks like they're all lit up. And A-shaped. It's like north-south. Got a lot of desert up here, don't you, boys?
A lot of desert, yes.
A lot of desert.
You're liable to get yourself killed.
I'm sorry, sir, you have to speak so loud. I cranked this engine all the way up here.
I said you're liable to get yourself killed.
Well, we'll get up there in a few minutes, yeah, and we're just going to see what's going to happen, because this is I've got Red Crosses painted on this baby, and I got hospital on it, see? And maybe they're going to think that I'm on some kind of a mercy flight and I'm just off course. And I've got the radios cut off, so you can have radio failure, don't you know? And so I'm going to hold this thing steady here about around 65, 6,800 feet.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing
this? I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm a American. My family has been American for years, and I want to get down in here and I want to find out what's happening.
All right, then why are you doing it at night?
Because that's the best way to get in here.
But even if you manage to overfly the area, what do you...
I'm in the restricted zone. I just entered the restricted zone. I see a bunch of lights out there. Looks like some kind of a searchlight coming on.
You're in the restricted zone now?
I just crossed that restricted zone. I'm going to drop this thing down.
I'm telling you, you're going to get shot down.
Hold on here now. I got my pressure suit on. I don't really need one of this kind of aircraft. It's not like a jet, but it helps to... When I make some tight turns here, and I'm going to cut down here. Now, let's see what these boys are going to do. I don't see anybody coming up here yet. I just see a bunch of lights. But I'm pretty far from that Area 54, and I'd figure about another 8-9 minutes here. And it's hard to calculate it right now trying to talk to you. I'm trailing an antenna out here about 30 feet so I can keep this phone conversation. If we get cut off, then... But I'm going to go up here and see what's going on. They say there's a bunch of UFOs and there's all kind of things out here. And I want to get this baby right down here about 1,000 feet. And we're going to see if there's any UFOs or anything out here, what's going on.
Listen, I think you're making a mistake.
Well, sir, I might be, but, our tax dollars pay for all this. And these boys, they've been hiding everything under all this black project and all this great funding and all this kind of thing.
Sir, hold it. Don't you think that we have a right to national security secrets?
I think we have, not really, because they have these J-11 and J-15 satellites up there, and the Ruskies, they know what we're doing, and the Chinese, they've got satellites down here, they know what's going on. The only thing that don't know what's going on is the common folk like me and you, and us common folk got a right to know, because we're funded all this.
How long have you been planning this?
I got this thing down here by 1,000 feet. I've been planning this thing now. I'm right on the deck, not quite on the deck, I'm at 1,000 feet. Boy, they got light bulbs popping up everywhere. I'm telling you, they got searchlights. There's about 4 of them out here. And I've been planning this now for, anywhere from a month to 6 weeks. It took me a while to paint up the plane because I had to use that Imron, the only thing to stick to this gel coat I got on this thing. This thing's built out of Kevlar and carbon fiber. I got it dressed 8G positive, 10G negative. It's overbuilt. I tell you what, I want to get down here and firm like a little frog that's just dipped on by a big dog when I get down here. In a few minutes here, I'll tell you that. Because I'm not going to... Hey, looks like there's a F-16 coming up here.
I wouldn't be surprised. You're making a mistake.
He's scrambling somebody down there. He's got some afterburners on because I can see him. He's about 5 miles out. That old boy is cranking. Yes, sir. And I see something opening up here on the ground. I'm pretty low now. I'm starting to pick up all kind of buildings down here. I see something here is level with the ground, and they're opening this thing up. There looks like something's coming up out of that. I can't tell you what it is. It must be on some kind of a... hold on here. I gotta make this turn.
All right.
I think this old boy's gonna head up here for me.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, he's going to be up here right directly because he's in the F-16. Sure as hell. He's coming to hold on here.
I would advise you to turn your...
Please, we get to this.
I would advise you to turn on your radio.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. We can do this now. Come on here. Hold on. This old boy's coming up here. Now, he's got his lights. He's got his lights on and he's flashing me.
Yeah, he's probably...
All right, I'm waving at you. No radio, no radio. No radio. He don't know that.
Well, if I were you, I'd turn it on.
Folks are listening to Art Bell, because everybody listens to Art Bell.
Well, maybe if you're making,
I gotta get some air.
you're making a bad calculation, because if they're not listening, you're going to be shot down.
I don't know what he's going to do here. He's rocking his wings at me right now. He's rocking his wings, and he's cutting in front of me. And you know this. Oh, don't cut in front of me now, because if he cuts that close, stay off. Stay off. He gets his vortex from his engine, from Pratt & Whitney engine. We're gonna, just like twin tornadoes, if he gets too close, stay off, bro. Hold on there, I'm getting down on the deck. I'm going in, I'm getting down there. He ain't gonna get me. I'm that damn veteran, ain't gonna get me there. They didn't get me over there, they're not gonna get me over here now. Looks like some kind of rail gun coming up out of that elevator, that flat area over there that the doors opened up. It's got some kind of a weird looking barrel on it with a light. And, oh hell, they're doing something, they're shooting at me now. Oh God. No baby, I'm going in. I think I'm going in.
Huh. Well, I'm not sure what we just heard. All I can tell you is I got a fax that read, Art, answer the wildcard line. My boyfriend is in a small plane north of Las Vegas and ready to fly into Area 51. He's been trying to call you by cell phone. I withheld the signature at the bottom of the fax so I could be sure that if I did get the person, I could verify it. Indeed, it was signed by Jill.
That's it. He's convinced.
I wish and I hope that that call was real. That is one of the best Art Bell calls of all time.
Yep. Because if it was real, that means there's video in a vault somewhere of them shooting that guy down.
This guy down. He's a hero. That's a hero.
You're just trying to find out the answer.
The best thing of all
He was
time.
like Randy Quaid in Independence Day.
Right, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Alien craft.
Remember me? And he goes right up into it. What a badass. What a badass.
Art's like, I think you're making a mistake.
The best is when the clip ends and he just goes,
I don't know what we just heard.
Well, it's pretty clear we just heard. A lunatic just flew in Area 51 and got shot down.
He's looking for the answers.
I love that call. It's so great. I too like to think that was real.
Is that his most famous call?
No.
Is that one of? Or is that, did you just...
I think it's one of them.
It's one of them. It's a little tough to find, actually. If you're just like hitting up YouTube.
This call is?
Yeah, it doesn't pop up immediately.
I enjoyed that thoroughly.
That's a good call.
Yeah. Do we know that guy's name?
No.
We just know Jill.
Yep.
His girlfriend.
Proof enough.
That's all Art needed. He withheld the signature and the guy gave him the name.
I personally like at the end when he realized that shit had hit the fan. And he said, I'm taking it down and I'm going to see what's going on here. And took it down even farther. Get a look at that ray gun or whatever the fuck he was talking about.
Whatever it was, yeah. Well,
he sounded so surprised, too, that they were coming after him. Oh, that old boy's coming to get me.
The best, too, was Art saying, well, why would you do it at night? Like, that's just fantastic.
Sir, I think you're making a mistake.
You're making a miscalculation.
They may shoot you down.
That was highly entertaining.
That's fun.
Oh, that's radio gold. I love it.
So what's up? Do you believe it?
I don't know what to say for that one. I want to believe it so bad. I don't, but I want to. If I'm being honest, I want to believe that one. That's the best one yet. I've been saying that I think for every one of them. We've been building better and better. I want to believe that. I don't. But it was very entertaining.
I'm in the same boat. It's one of my favorite calls, but I don't think it's real.
The only thing that makes me kind of like, I don't know, is the sirens. I don't know how...
At 1,000 feet?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how loud that would be or whatever's going on.
It wasn't the gun shooting off that convinced you? The boom, boom going off all around him? It was just the sirens? It wasn't Jill that convinced you?
I mean, I feel like that's a good way to... I mean, I don't know how you prove who you are when you're sending facts.
I guess. I don't know. When was this? I didn't know they had cell phones like up in airplanes in the early 90s. I guess maybe they would if they saw them.
I don't know. This was probably like later 90s.
Oh,
well,
right.
It was an experimental plane.
That's true.
Maybe it was an experimental cell phone.
Oh.
How dare you ask rational
Maybe
questions?
this guy was remote viewing himself in the plane. Maybe he was sitting at home in Armadillo, Texas, just envisioning himself in a plane.
And his reality was so strong that there were actually sounds coming out from his...
Dave heard all kinds of sounds coming from Jason Sudeikis.
Wah, 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 wah. It was something like that. Wah, 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 wah.
Follow with a splat. And Dave going, son of a bitch, that's my eye, motherfucker. Horrible Bosses wasn't even that good.
All right, so for the last one, we're going to do my favorite of all time Art Bell calls. And I said number one, favorite of all time. And I said earlier in the episode at the beginning, there was one that I 100% believed in. And this one's it. It's the Area 51 Fanatic Caller.
Online, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Art.
Yes.
Hi. I don't have a whole lot of time.
Well, look, let's begin by finding out whether you're using this line properly or not.
Area 51.
Yeah, that's right. Were you an employee or are you now?
A former employee.
Former employee.
I was let go on a medical discharge about a week ago, and I've kind of been running across the country. Oh man, I don't know where to start. They're gonna they'll triangulate on this position really, really soon.
So you can't spend a lot of time on the phone. So give us something quick.
Okay. Okay, what we're thinking of as aliens, Art, they're extra-dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. The disasters that are coming, the military, I'm sorry, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now, Art.
But they're not doing anything.
They are not. They want the major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable.
Discharge.
I started getting...
In some way, something knocked us off the air, and we're on a backup system now.
It's the government, or...
I don't know.
It has to be something, though.
Well, did you hear... Now, you tell me, because you were listening.
That was awful strange.
There was a really weird guy on the air when it went off?
Yeah. Real weirded out.
Like, going... Sort of sounding paranoid, schizophrenic?
Like crying and everything.
Yeah. And how far into the conversation was it when it went off?
Just a couple, about 15, 20 seconds, I'd say.
Oh, you guys missed... You really missed a call then, and I've got a feeling somebody didn't want you to hear it.
Yeah. Because it was really strange. All of a sudden, I'm hearing Mark Furman, and
That's right. Well, the network, of course, went immediately to a backup tape while we tried to figure out what blew up here. So that's what you heard happen. And then we're now on a backup link system to be on the air at all right now. So, well, I'm telling you.
Am I on the air right now?
You're on the air right now.
So, Ian?
I 100% believe that call.
Why?
You won't say anything that will change my mind on that one.
What about it is your selling point?
I believe the follow-up calls or the follow-up interviews that Art did with people that are not like body language experts, but like speech experts, that I think that whoever called really believed what they were saying based off that kind of stuff.
Well, sure, that could be.
And just my own personal thing with aliens and what I have come to believe with that is I do think that they are dimensional. So I fully believe in that call.
Well, and I know you guys are both probably believe in aliens. I don't disbelieve. I do believe there's other life forms out there. I don't necessarily think they've had
that would be an
human
alien
contact. I don't think they've had human contact.
Okay.
As you know, we get these whatever UFO sightings and alien sightings. I think if there was in this day, I mean, somebody would have had something by now, in my opinion, of a picture or a cell phone. And they never show themselves in major metropolitan areas. They're always way out in the podunks. That being said,
well,
this guy claimed to be.
I'll change your mind about it.
Okay.
There's the Phoenix Lights. Those things were all over the place out in Phoenix.
You guys will have to educate me on those. I'm saying from what I understand right now in my small little mind that has not been exposed to the world of Art Bell up until tonight. I think it was a very fun call. I think that person's a very good actor.
So my question with that call is, what about all the worldwide calamity he was predicting? That was, 20 years ago?
Yeah. I don't know about the whole moving people to...
So what did you believe then about the call? Like, what was it that... Why is this one so... You're so passionate.
It's a great call, for sure.
Maybe it's hearing it as a kid mixed with what I do believe now.
Yeah, okay.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what... I mean, yeah, there's things that are debunked in it, but bringing up of the extra-dimensional beings... And,
okay. So he was
kicked off the air. Like, no, that's fucking cool. It's creepy as
shit.
But,
okay, well, that's another conversation, though. I mean, they were kicked off the air.
Yeah, he was on a backup generator. Didn't you hear it?
I mean, I understand.
Talking about remote viewing to Egypt.
Is Mike suggesting that Art Bell pulled the plug on his own broadcast?
I'm suggesting that is a work. Yes. I'm not saying...
It's the most famous call.
It was a fascinating, interesting call, fun call. Were they actually kicked off the air? Is there actual proof that there was like an outage in that area?
Of course not.
There was not.
So you think Art took the call, wasn't in on it, but maybe embellished in the middle there to make it a little more believable and pulled his own plug?
I would be very likely to believe that.
It's plausible.
Knowing what I've learned tonight over the last, hour or so of Art Bell, I don't think that he preempted and wrote any of this shit out. Like, I don't think this was all predetermined and fake. I think he was a mastermind of taking the calls and making them even more entertaining than what the people were giving him.
Yeah.
That's my thought. And maybe that's a final thought I should save till the very end. But I think that guy who called was believable in the sense of he might have been privy to information that other people weren't. But really beyond that, I don't really know if I buy much of that.
In all fairness,
he was also a great actor.
Well,
because you can hear him crying and getting upset. Or are you saying he legit believed it?
No, I think
Well, the guy was fleeing across the country, and the government was after him.
It did sound like he was running very fast.
He was taking off. I do think he truly believed what he was saying. In all fairness, the stuff about extra-dimensional, interdimensional alien stuff, those books by Jacques Vallée and J. Allen Hynek were written in the 70s, late 70s. So it's an idea that had been out for a while. So it's not like groundbreaking stuff, but it's one of the best in my opinion, just for me, it's one of the best things out there.
No, and I'm sorry, in this one, I do not believe. I believe that caller was an actor. Not hired by Art Bell, but he was just himself putting something on.
I'm giving this one a sideways thumb. I don't believe it's
You're not taking a stand?
Disproved.
Dave, we have a 1-to-1 split here. You're not going to take a stand? We're going to end this episode with a no decision.
If I have to go either way, I have to pick one. I'm going to say I believe it then. I'm giving it a thumbs up.
All right, so we have an official decision, a split decision win for that.
There is no evidence refuting it, so
there is no evidence refuting it other than good common sense.
We'll agree to disagree, sir.
And now I'm just poking bears over here.
Don't call me when you have some interdimensional beings coming into your house and just slipping through our dimension.
Or Black Shuck
well, I was just shows up in your bedroom tonight. Big bad wolf coming through my door, fucking with his fangs coming out, hitting me, drooling all over me, motherfucker.
Because you'll be out of luck calling me, man.
I'm sorry, who is this again? Oh, you mean the motherfucker that's showing that Art Bell call? Sorry, lose this number, bitch. Click.
Well, I think that was the last item for the show. That was a great collection of classic Art Bell clips.
That was really fun. I really enjoyed this. I truly did. And I came into this episode not knowing anything much about Art Bell. I know he was kind of big influences on you guys, and someone you guys really enjoyed. So why don't you guys just close us out here with your final thoughts?
Yeah, this was a fun one for me because I know with starting the podcast, starting a new podcast and stuff, keeping to specific episodes is probably a good idea. But this one's a fun one for me because if it wasn't for Art Bell, then I would not have this idea right now to even be doing what I'm doing. So he's a hero of mine. I mean, if it wasn't for Art Bell, if it wasn't for the Weekly World News tabloids and checkout counters when I was a kid, with fucking Bat Boy on them and stuff.
Bat Boy.
And Unsolved Mysteries, stuff like that. And then I wouldn't even be into this shit right now as a kid. So Art Bell he holds a place in my heart. I love Art Bell.
Quick side note, there's a new Unsolved Mystery show with Bruce Campbell coming out soon.
Very interested in that.
Fantastic.
I love Bruce Campbell as well.
I would love for that show to become an official sponsor of this podcast.
That would be outstanding. So, Ian, I echo your thoughts on Art Bell. I used to listen to that show, every day of the week, and I love the guy. He was an innovator, and those shows were just fantastic. So, here's to you, Art Bell.
Yeah, that was a fun episode. Just to close us out, make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes and Stitcher. Also, give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram. Ian, anything else we need to plug? On Twitter and Instagram, we are at Necronomipod.
Just if you guys can give us a 5-star on iTunes and a subscribe, it goes a long way. And I'm ready for a cool down beer for Art Bell.
Me too.
East of the Rockies, signing off.